Hey William, how's it going? This is the first video for our Bucks Bombs kind of video coaching, and I wanted to take a moment to look at a swing that we recently recorded for you and actually put it up next to Baez and kind of compare and contrast a few things. And what's going to be neat about this is we'll see a couple things that you're doing a really good job of, William, and then we're going to focus in on one or two things where we can begin to try to focus improvement on, and that should help you be even more successful than you are right now at the plate. So let's jump into it. I want to get you and the video on Javi right before launch. So meaning that the front foot is still in the air. It hasn't landed yet. Hey, you'll notice Javi's got a pretty big leg kick, and that's okay. I've kind of said many times before, you can start however you want to start. You can stride however you want to stride. We just got to get to a similar launch or go position. All right, so just taking a look here, we're kind of looking from the ground up. There's a couple great similarities and things you're doing well that need to be pointed out. You're in a good athletic position with your lower body, and your right back pocket is coiling. So like your belt buckle is pointing slightly towards second. That's good coil of the lower body. That's going to create power. And you have a good box with your left bicep, forearm, and bat. So overall, and chest is over the plate, and knob to catcher. Those are all launch position things that we talk about that are in really good form. And you can see, again, some similarities there between you and Javi. So we're going to kind of forward to the next part of the swing, and that's when the front heel hits the ground, okay? That is really the go position. It's where launch transitions to swing, and let's get Javi there as well. And right there. Okay, so this is one of the first areas that we can focus on improvement, William. And so as you can see, as your front foot has landed, you've slid the hips a little bit towards the pitcher, but the main thing is you've dropped your hands into the slot position and begun your swing. If you compare that to what Javi's done, he has landed his front heel. Nothing has changed with his upper body. So what he's been able to do here is create some separation, which ultimately leads to power. His lower body is going that way, and his upper body is still back. You can even see the wrinkles in his shirt. He's created tension, and that tension results when it's unleashed into power, exit velo, and balls that are hit with a lot of power. And so over here, as your front heel lands, what we need to do is work on maintaining the box till the front heel hits. And the other thing that's noticeable here is your right elbow is doing what's very common with younger hitters, and that's just a leading back elbow. That elbow is out racing and kind of getting too far ahead of the swing, and that just ultimately causes a decrease in power. So we're going to focus on that, and I'll come back to that in a minute. Let's just keep going through the swing. So we'll fast forward Javi to right before impact, okay, kind of right about there, and yours as well. Okay, so just taking a look at it, you can see the leading back elbow again, right around your belt. But otherwise, you have a good lower body. You're starting to straighten the front leg. Your right knee is working towards your left knee a little bit. You've got a good little spine tilt leaning backwards. And you can see that Javi's legs are kind of in a similar position. He's doing the same thing with his lower body. He's maintained his box, again, with the left arm, forearm, and bat until release. And he's got his eye on the ball pretty well, and so do you. Let's get let's get you to impact. Okay, and Javi. Okay, just taking a step back again. Really positive similarities, William. Again, your right knee has worked towards your left knee. You've got a good angle from, I would say here, your front foot to your head. Same thing here. You can see that similarity. And then we kind of want a line out to the bat like that, all right? And you have good weight distribution. I did that a little too much, but you basically have your shoulders to your hips, to your knee. Same thing there. So there's a lot of good things going on here. And let me clear that and we'll move towards extension. There and there. You know, the main thing that we always talk about, William, is keeping that bottom hand up. You can see it's starting to roll a little bit, and Javi is definitely pronounced where that bottom hand is still up. So always, let's just try to think about keeping that bottom hand up as long as possible. It ultimately does roll over in the follow through, but a lot of good things here, William. And we'll just take it to finish. Some of those same angles, again, take a look at the shoulders, hips, and back knee, all in a line. Shoulders, hips, and knee, again here, right? That's good. Same thing with Javi. Okay. So again, really good stuff. So let's just kind of, again, recap, William. We're going to go back to the beginning of the swing, and I'm going to say a couple comments here and then point you to a couple other videos to watch. But what we're going to focus on is when you get to launch, okay, I want you to try to, we're going to try to work on next time together, and you can do it in more T work. Let's get your right rear elbow more back behind your right fist. So we're essentially raising it. If I take Javi's to that same point, you can see here, see where, now his back elbow is pretty high. It's actually above his right hand, but is, you know, if we were to try to get your right elbow a little higher, that's gonna help prevent that leading back elbow a little bit. And the other thing we're going to work on, and harder to explain here, but it's more about how you transition less arms and more hands to get that knob starting to work up, okay? And that elbow won't lead as much. But I have another video that I'm going to point you to, and another coach will provide some information on that. So we're getting the right elbow up. Well, that'll work on the leading back elbow. And the last thing that we're focusing on is holding that box until heel strike. Okay, so when you're here, it should look the same. Your upper body should look the same as it is right here. Okay, so we're gonna go hold upper body, hold, and then the upper body can begin to catch up with the lower body so that we can create the tension that I pointed out earlier with Javi. As his heel lands, he's unloading a lot of tension because his upper body has held back while his lower body has begun to open. And it's like pulling back a rubber band. So I hope this is helpful. A lot of great things again, William, and a couple things we can work on. So look forward to seeing you at the next practice.